Hello folks, this is a little bit unusual Saturday update. Not unusual that I look like a slob, but my shirt is a better one today. The three affected countries, of course, the worst ones, that it's out of control in my opinion: Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. Clearly we're not getting accurate numbers there. We can't get up-to-date numbers anyway. The last official numbers I saw, which I saw yesterday, were over 4,000 deaths worldwide. Some people are saying, well, you compare this to this or that, an unneeded war, vast flu epidemics in the past, etc. It's not so bad. That's not the point. The death rate is so high, let's say 88% plus or minus 8%. It's a guesstimate on my part anyway. As Dr. Nyman aptly pointed out, the cases include people in the hospital. Some of those aren't going to make it. When you see reports of 50, 53, 60%, those include people who haven't recovered. Those numbers are going to go up. And that 88 with the error bar is about the best estimate. And this equals the worst of the outbreaks in 76. But of course it's the most widespread, and it's out of control, unlike the other ones. And what's going on in Spain and the US? Now again, this is not well understood. There are officially at least 7 strains. One of the problems, and there was an uproar about a dog being put down in Spain. I hear around here dogs being put down for much less. It doesn't really matter what I think, but the problem is dogs can carry it and not show. That can be a very bad situation. So the fact is, it still seems to be doubling. The infection, the cases still seem to be doubling every week. One comment: deaths and infections are related, so they both would double every 3 weeks. It's maybe has slowed down a little. I think that's more from the reporting. I mean, I want to be optimistic and hope that the infection rate has slowed down a little. Now the problem again in the Spain and the US, we've had 1 death in each place, and at least 1 or 2 more infections in Madrid. And I'm quite sure in my mind there's at least a couple infected people, like those who are living with the deceased person in the Dallas area. The problem is with the 3-week incubation period, or the 3 weeks that it takes for it to show up. And then also, this is a problem on surfaces. I've heard people talk about TB in the distant past, where houses would be burnt so that other people wouldn't go in and get the disease. And I'm talking more than 50 years ago. 50 years ago, they isolated people that had TB. A relative of mine had it back in the early 60s. They were cured completely, and I didn't know of close relatives having a problem from them. But this 3-week, and then, so you're talking 6 weeks, really. You take the 3 weeks, 1 person might get it, and then when are they infectious? So it could be up to 6 weeks till a separate person would get it and show symptoms. And there's additional problem. Despite, I've reported a couple of times, Japan said they had a test that worked very fast. These tests they're using, there can be false negatives. It cannot show up, it may not show up for 3 days that someone is infected, even though they're already showing symptoms. The problem there is that they're infected and infectious for sure. That's why there's a a lot of caution with isolating people. But the problem today, as I see it, is are these people going to be, is it going to be shut down in the U.S. and Spain? Somehow I don't think so. And again, I think commercial flights to the three worst affected countries, I think it's just stupidity to try to bring, or maybe it's by evil design, to try to bring it in and spread it for something this virulent. And again, it's easily spread. And the example I keep using, and you can shut me off if you heard this before, the top 3 people in Liberia in the medical system, the top 2 have died, the third one put herself in isolation. So, and they're not ignorant or stupid folks who didn't take any precautions. So that tells you a lot right there. This is over 6 minutes, and I think I'll do another one in about 3 days. This is important. I'm right on top of things. You might hear things from me here first, or within a few minutes, or perhaps on my Twitter feeds. I'm often right on top of things, or even a little bit ahead of the curve. But it's discouraging I get so few viewers, but I'm going to continue this at least for a little while, giving updates. Thank you, folks. Take care.